Hello, everybody. Thank you for listening to Two in the Cooler. If it's your first time listening, thanks for joining us. Don't forget to rate and subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, and you can follow us online at Two in the Cooler on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure you do that so you can vote in the Who Would Win of the Week polls, which we put up every week, which are always a ton of fun. And Matthew and I really like seeing which way the vote swings. So thank you guys for voting in those like you do. This episode of Two in the Cooler comes to you in affiliation with Instacart. Instacart is without a doubt the best way to get your groceries in 2020. As the holiday season comes around, we know that if we're having any gatherings at all, they're getting a lot smaller. Even in that situation, you want to be as safe as possible. So why not avoid going to the crowded grocery stores and just use Instacart? They have some of your favorite products delivered from some of your favorite local stores in as little as 1 hour. And the best part is, Two in the Cooler listeners get free delivery. Free delivery on their first order of $35 or more. Just hit the link in our show notes to get that deal. As always, thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to share the show. That helps us out a lot. Because if you like it, of course the people that you like and care about are going to like the show. Why wouldn't they? You have spectacular taste. People want to hear what you have to say. So thank you guys, and without further ado, here is the episode. I don't know if you might shut me down right away when I start trying to talk about this, but this Logan Paul guy who is now he knocked out Nate Robinson. You saw this.
Yeah.
Everybody saw this. So this guy, he's like a YouTube guy?
Him and his brother. No, Logan, the older one was a Disney Channel star first.
He is the older one.
Okay, so Logan, and then they both started YouTubing, and then since have both became fighters.
Really?
Yeah, so Jake Paul, I think Jake Paul lost his only fight. Let's see. Oh, no. Jake Paul, wait. Okay, so Jake Paul is apparently 2-0 with 2 wins by knockout. Logan Paul is 1-0. No, is 1-1. Which one fought the other day? Are you sure it wasn't Jake, not Logan?
Yeah, I'm positive. I'm 100% positive.
Okay, no, you could be right. I don't pay attention to it.
Yeah.
But I know that
because Jake Paul got in trouble for guns a couple months ago. That's what I know.
Okay. So, but here's what I don't understand. Okay, sorry. I got confused.
Yeah.
But I understand. I know what's going on. I know the brothers. I know they both fight.
Okay.
But I know that everybody's calling Logan Paul out right now, right? And wants to fight him. Or are they all calling Jake? People are calling out Jake Paul too.
Okay.
But all the famous people are calling out Logan Paul, right?
So
because he just fought. Okay.
So maybe you know even less about this than I do, which I thought I knew nothing about this.
Well, I actually know about it because I hear about it, but I get confused at the dynamic of the two brothers, and that shit confuses me.
Yeah, well,
you got two people with the same last name, I'm instantly confused.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know why. Anytime two brothers have something to say, I don't know why anybody would tune into that.
No. Makes no sense.
So
how do you know which one's which?
So these guys do look pretty similar. So Logan Paul, he knocked out Nate Robinson, the basketball player, which was crazy. And so now Logan Paul was like, I want to fight Floyd Mayweather. And now he is.
I thought he was fighting Conor McGregor. See that?
No.
I think my problem is I listen to my information on this comes from this. I'm spitting fake news. I get my information from this from podcasts that I listen to that just have no real credibility and admit that they have no real credibility.
I'm not trying to say that we're credible. I'm just saying that I do know
we're
what the
definitely
deal
not
is.
credible.
So
Okay, so he's fighting. I thought
I
he was
can't believe
fighting
this is
Conor
so
McGregor.
complicated. No. You got to listen to me, Matthew. You
I
have
don't
to
want to
to me.
listen to you. Just talk. Go ahead.
So Logan Paul knocks out Nate Robinson.
Yes,
and he's
we
called
got
out a
that. How
bunch
many
of
times are you
people.
gonna
He's
say
called
it?
out a
I
bunch
know.
of people. I'm going to say it a
know
bunch
we
more
knocked out
times,
Nate
probably.
Robinson.
He's called out a bunch of people. He said that he wanted to fight Conor McGregor, but he also said he wanted to fight Floyd. And so now he's actually going to fight Floyd.
See, that's dumb to me.
I agree.
In a boxing match, he might have a chance against McGregor because McGregor's not a boxer, and we kind of saw that play out when McGregor boxed Floyd. He's got to be getting his ass. He's going to get his ass handed to him. But I guess this is the thing though. I do think that both of them are very smart in the sense that, like, they know exactly what they're doing. Like everything they're doing is calculated, right?
Yeah.
Like they know that he's gonna make so much money off of a fight against Floyd Mayweather. He does not care if he loses.
Absolutely. Yeah. Why would
he
you?
might even just tap. Like he might even just call it quits himself, like second round, if he makes it.
Oh, I wonder. I don't know. Because I tell you what, the guy is definitely in like boxing shape. You know? And he does do like boxing training and stuff. So
I know that, but
I
could hop in a ring right now and I could train for the next 5 years. I don't think I would beat Floyd Mayweather in a boxing match.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I think that he is not going to go out right away. I'm saying that he's going to like. I'm basically agreeing with you that he is going to stick around at least around, or if he can, if he doesn't get knocked out by Floyd or whatever. But again, that all depends because this is this whole thing is different from any kind of typical boxing match because this is just this is just spectacle. This is all just a spectacle thing. It's all for the money. It is what it is. But yeah.
Well, all right, then I'm throwing my hat in the ring. If either of the Paul brothers hear this, give me 18 months, let me know. And then 18 months from the day that you let me know, we'll box.
18 months, huh?
I'll train for 18 months.
18 months.
A year and a half.
I'm trying to decide whether I think you can do that or not.
I could without a doubt do it.
I don't know. You're so skinny. Like, you're so skinny.
Months?
I know you have 18 months to put, but you're so skinny. And these guys, this Logan Paul guy, like,
I would beat your ass. You're standing here telling me I'm skinny?
Yeah, you are skinny. I'm not saying, like...
Can you hear me? My little thing's not lighting up like I'm talking.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay.
We're not talking about...
How skinny do you think I am?
Like, I don't know. I'm looking at a flagpole and...
I would literally beat your ass.
Okay, that's neither here nor there. First of all, it's not true. But I don't want to get into that because that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say that going up against...
Do a cooler boxing match.
My God, that sounds like a terrible idea. I mean, I'll do it if you want to, but that's just not true, Matthew.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
It is without a doubt true. If you said, I'll kick your ass in movie trivia, I'd say yeah. But if you want to do any physical activity, I will kick your ass. It does not matter what it is, except for maybe swimming, because you did that.
I did do that. And I'm still good. I still got the moves.
But I'm not even a bad swimmer. I'd compete more than most would think, I bet. But anything else?
I don't know.
Your ass is getting kicked.
No, I think I got you.
And what?
I don't know. Name whatever you want.
Name one thing you think you got me in.
Basketball for sure.
No way. Without 100%. A doubt, no way.
Very easily.
I would go as far to say as I could probably keep you from scoring a point if we play basketball.
Okay, that's absolute insanity. So I definitely got you in basketball. You could beat me in golf.
Not even close.
Tennis. I think I'd probably get you.
Oh my God. How do you intend? When's the last time you like stood up and like went for a jog? Can you even run?
Yeah, I can run.
You would not even come close to beating me in basketball.
No, I absolutely.
The issue I have, no, the issue I have with tennis is that I could screw myself out of winning in tennis.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
but
I think that
as far as like, if you're putting the ball in play, I'm getting a racket on it every single time.
Here's
The
thing.
question is whether or not I return it, like inbounds. You know.
Sure, I get that, but I think you could apply that idea that you would be screwing yourself in anything that you and I go up against. Because here's the thing, Matthew, I'm an analytical thinker. You know, I can see all the weak spots. Like I'm playing. I mean, we get out on the court, on the field, whatever it is, and I'm starting. I mean,
right.
I'm reading you like a book.
So let's think about this. All right. Basketball, I'm beating you. Tennis,
No.
I'm beating you.
No.
Hockey, I'm beating you.
Hockey,
Soccer,
yeah.
I'm beating you.
Soccer, fuck soccer.
Golf, I'm beating you.
Golf, yes.
Football, like if we had a QB and we were just going one-on-one, I'd put you on an island if you were a wide receiver, and I would absolutely toast your ass if you were a DB.
No.
Without a doubt, Andrew.
No, I'm a spectacular receiver. I think that's what
No,
you're
you are
asking.
not.
I'm an excellent receiver. I'm an even better corner, though, if we're talking defense. I mean, 100%.
Andy, I would. Oh my God, I'll put you on skis.
No, I don't think so.
When is the last time you did a physical activity?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not like going out and playing sports and stuff because I got a job.
Well, that's all I do. That's all I look forward to. How are you going to tell me you're going to beat me in any of those things?
I'm not so much telling you. Well, I guess I'm not. But it's just like a fact. You know what I mean?
The only sport that you
is.
named that you said you could beat me in was basketball, and I don't think you could beat me in basketball.
I would beat you in basketball.
How?
Maybe we should have some type of decathlon, some type of competition. We do
Let's
a couple
play
different
every
events.
sport that we've named up to 3, or something like that.
Okay. God,
Or
I'm not going
we'll
to be looking forward to hockey, though. That would suck.
We don't have to do hockey.
Okay, we won't do hockey, and we don't have to do swimming then either.
Okay. I would swim, though.
If you swim, then I'll do hockey.
Well, we could do a series of events. No, we don't have to do hockey.
Okay.
That doesn't just even sound enjoyable. No offense.
I think it could be fun.
All right, then we can do hockey. We'll do.
Okay.
All right, we'll do all the sports then. So like sports like.
But I wouldn't mind
hockey
skipping
and
soccer because I don't like soccer.
But I beat you in soccer.
So
that's taking away a sport that I would win every sport. All right, so we'll do this. Like hockey and we're doing them all. We're hockey and soccer. Right. We'll do like take back, like up to 3 or something like that. Quick.
Okay.
And then football we'll do like 5. Each person gets 5 passes from the quarterback. So you gotta run 5 routes and then you gotta defend for 5.
Okay, I like that.
Basketball we'll play up to 11.
Okay.
Swimming we'll just do like down and back freestyle or something, or we could do two down and backs.
Ooh, I wonder what we should do in that case. We could do.
Well, we could think about it.
Yeah, we can.
Or like
we can think about
pick
that
2.
one.
You can pick.
I think it'd be
like.
Right.
Like you could pick like freestyle and breaststroke, and we'll do like bang bang freestyle, bang bang breaststroke or something.
Right. Or we could just do a medley. We just do them all, even backstroke and butterfly, which I'm not particularly good at.
I've never really been trained in the asset of butterfly. Maybe we just don't do butterfly.
I think you might be able to get it, but no. If we do them all, we got to do them all.
All right.
So maybe that's
tennis. We could play tennis.
Tennis. We'll do tennis for sure. That'll be fun.
What else are we missing?
Probably badminton.
Well, that's kind of tennis like, but I would play badminton. Or like, I don't know how you do baseball.
Yeah, baseball. We could just we could
go to batting cages.
Yeah, exactly. We could just do that. That'll be good. Yeah, let's do that for baseball. That'll be all right.
I haven't fucking been in a batting base. But I got good hand eye, but like I haven't swung a baseball bat in like whew. All right, so we'll figure all that stuff out. That's a good idea.
Yeah, so be on the lookout for that.
Because I'm telling you, I'd kick your ass in every. Yeah, we'll do. Yeah,
I like that.
Some content out there for the folks.
I like the confidence, but at the end of the day, you're gonna go home disappointed, and it breaks my heart to do that.
And what sport am I gonna lose in? I can't wait to do hockey.
I mean, except for hockey, like probably all of them.
Soccer, football,
soccer might
baseball,
be close, but
tennis.
We'll see.
How do you figure that soccer's even close, Andy?
I don't know. Bending it like Beckham.
You are delusional.
One of us is.
You want to know what I did today? I did two things today.
Okay.
I had two really big moments in my life today, actually.
Wow.
The first one was I woke up and I put a meal in a crock pot.
Ugh.
Crock potted the shit out of it all day.
Should get negative life points for doing that.
No, that's an adult thing to do, and it was fucking delicious. Let me put you on, Andy. Let me put you on. Seriously, you got a crock pot?
Yeah, I got a crock pot.
I haven't eaten a big meal, but I had like just a few bites of it right before we hopped on. All right, so you take your crock pot, and I mean, I guess it depends on what size crock pot you got. The original recipe was like I did like a double recipe. You know what I mean? So you take your crock pot, and then you take Olive Garden Italian dressing. And you put just a little bit of Olive Garden Italian dressing in the crock pot, like just to cover the bottom. And then you take 4 chicken breasts, and I trim them, get all the fat off them, get them so they're nice and tasty looking. Put the chicken breasts in there, and then pour. So in total, you want 32 fluid ounces of the Italian dressing in there. So whatever, the bottle is 36 ounces, so I just left a little bit at the bottom, right? And then 2 blocks of cream cheese and a full bag of Parmesan cheese, like shredded Parmesan. Let it cook for 4 hours. And right as it's done, so then when it's done, you leave everything in the crock pot, and you take 2 forks and you shred the chicken. So it's like shredded chicken, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, it's almost like a dip, right? It's almost like a buffalo chicken dip. It's a little, it's not that thick, right? It's not that thick, but it's like thicker, and then you make pasta. So I made a pound of fettuccine. Then when the pasta's done cooking, you just drain it and everything. You just dump the pasta right into the crock pot and then mix everything together. Delicious.
Mm-hmm. I don't like it.
You don't think it sounds good?
Well,
see,
no,
I don't really like Italian dressing though, but it doesn't taste like Italian dressing. It tastes like.
Well, you had me a little bit there for a second, but the cream cheese puts me off.
No, that's what what thickens it up a bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
Gross.
No. No, it's thick to the point of like an Alfredo sauce texture rather than like a chicken broth.
Boy, so you
are fucking ridiculous today.
Well,
it's so good. How does that not sound delicious? It's so
just like hot cream cheese does not.
No, it's not hot cream cheese. How the fuck do you think? You ever had buffalo chicken wing dip?
I don't like buffalo chicken wing dip.
Why? Because there's cream cheese in it?
I just don't like dips. I like chip dip, French onion dip, obviously. And I like guacamole.
Probably cream cheese in that.
Yeah, but I kind of put that like I try not. I just don't think about that. Like I know there's like sour cream and stuff in it. I just don't think. I just choose not to think.
You don't like sour cream either?
I don't like sour cream. No.
Do you eat anything other than chicken fingers?
Yeah, I'm not a lunatic.
This meal is delicious.
Okay.
I mean, you just got to do it in the morning, but it's super fucking easy. And then you have this huge-ass pot of this delicious pasta and chicken and sauce.
See, I just have negative connotations with the crock pot. I don't think I've ever enjoyed a single thing that I've eaten out of a crock pot. I've never eaten something out of a crock pot.
It's because chicken fingers aren't made in a crock pot.
Okay.
What about like meatballs? What about like on Christmas? Or like roast beef? Meatball wick. People will serve out of a crock pot on Christmas.
Yeah, but that's just like, you're just heating it up. You're just heating it up in there. You're just heating it up in there.
Okay, so I'm just heating up chicken and sauce in crock pot and throwing pasta.
But you're adding elements to it. You're cooking like in the crock pot as you
because that's what regular adults do. They cook food.
They cook food in crock pots.
They make meals.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was one of two things I did today. The other thing I did that was big turning point in my life was I put up a Christmas tree like all by myself, like in my own apartment, decorated my own Christmas tree. And let me tell you how it happened. And so this part, I guess, takes a little bit of the credibility of my adult thing away. But our lovely mother, called me, and she was running to look at some cabinets or something like that, kitchen store. And she was like, "Oh, did you get a Christmas tree yet?" And I was like, "No." And she was like, "Well, I'm out by your apartment. Like, I got to stop at a couple of stores. You want me to look for one?" So I said, "Yeah." She's like, "Well, how big?" And I was like, "Well, honestly, probably like a 4-footer would be ideal because then we could raise it up a little bit. But like nothing over, like probably nothing over 6 foot because that's what like I don't know, that would just look right. Because we have a 6-foot Christmas tree at our parents' house. I don't know if you knew that. I mean, it is raised.
That thing's 6 feet. That thing's massive.
It's put on the
it's
put on the platform.
Right.
So mom shows up to my apartment with a 7.5-foot Christmas tree that takes up half my fucking living room.
Nice.
I mean, it actually looks pretty good, but I had to rearrange the whole living room here. I think I got a picture of it here. I had to rearrange the whole living room. Here, tell me if you can see.
That looks nice.
So it's like, it does, but it's like stuffed in that corner. Like the branches in the back are kind of like strategically bent, the ones that
right.
you can't see, so it can like fit into the corner.
Yeah.
It's massive. Yeah. Definitely takes up a lot of space. But so I did 2 things today. I cooked in a crock pot and I got my own Christmas tree and put it up and put some lights on it. Don't really have any ornaments, but I'll get on the ornament thing. I really just want a star is honestly all I need.
Yeah, the star is a big deal.
But I want something like, I don't want like a star. I was trying to think of like what could I use as a star. But
get like a G.I. Joe. Put like a G.I. Joe up there.
Well, I want like, so our Christmas tree at home has the star where you put the little light in the back, and so like it's a Santa Claus and like the face goes up. So I like that idea. So I was like, well, I wanted to use I'll use like a blue light bottle and I'll just thread a blue Christmas light through it and put it at the top of the tree, but you can't even see the blue light like through the bottle, so it just kind of looks like stupid. So I don't know what I'm gonna use per se.
Yeah, I don't
gotta come up with something though. You got a Christmas tree?
Yeah, we got a Christmas tree. We got just a regular star. I like the
what size
star.
Christmas tree?
Ours is 6 feet, but it's not nearly as like
fluffy.
Yeah, it's not nearly.
Oh, see, mine's fluffy too.
So
you got an ass Christmas tree, huh?
No, it works very well for like the space, like where
it's probably the one I needed, but guess what? I didn't get it.
It definitely would be much better for yours. It's a little Charlie Brown, but that's just kind of where we're at right now. We need a little chuck in our Christmas.
Yeah, this Christmas tree is like way more.
It's like a top of the line Christmas tree.
It's a big ass Christmas tree.
Insane.
Like it is big.
Yeah.
The other thing I never realized, because I've never like unboxed a Christmas tree, like the one at our parents' house, like has been used for years, obviously. And all the fucking branches come all fucking like this. Like they're all attached. Like, you know how ours you have to put them on?
Yeah.
Like this one's not like that. They just fold down. It comes in like 3 parts. So like bottom, middle, and then just the top part. But they're all fucking like literally suctioned like tight. And I had to fluff them all. I did like an hour and a half worth of fluffing today. And it's a spotty fluff job. And honestly, my light, I'm a spotty like light job too. I saw some holes, but I don't know. I wanted, and then Alex, my roommate, he's like, "What the fuck we need a Christmas tree for?" And I'm like, "Okay, Mr. Grinch, like let's fucking liven it up in here a bit." No.
Well, he's Jewish, so.
He's not Jewish.
Oh, I thought he was.
Alex Bauer.
Yeah, not on his.
No, he's not Jewish.
Not on one side.
No.
That's surprising.
Both sides of the family are Italian, actually.
Italian Jews.
No, they're not Jewish.
Oh, okay. Well, if you say so. You got a 23
He might be
and
Jewish.
that shit.
Trying to think of what. Oh, and another thing I wanted to point out: Beanie is on today.
Yeah, looks nice.
Very cold, snowy. So Beanie instead of hat made the switch finally. December 9th, put it in the books. Also, yesterday, December 8th, put this one in the books. We turned the heat on for the first time yesterday. So I know I previously mentioned that I was going to try to wait till after Christmas, but yesterday afternoon I was doing homework and I had a blanket wrapped around my body while doing so at this very desk, and I walked out into the living room to go grab a snack, and Alex was sitting there doing homework in the living room with not only like pants and a hoodie on, but also his full winter jacket in the house. And so I kind of stepped in and said, all right, this has gotten out of hand. Let's put it on 62 because it was only like 54 degrees in our house, which is very cold. So she's like in like the 62 to 65 range right now. And she kicks on every once in a while, toasts it up. But, yeah. Maybe I'll have to get a fireplace.
Update. When I lived in Florida, there was this one night that it was so cold in my apartment. Yeah, I don't know.
Because you had the AC on?
I did at first. Because I just always had it on. To keep it at like the right temperature. And then like the heat wasn't working or something. So I don't remember how cold it was, but it was so cold that I was like throwing up. I put on every blanket in the house on top of my body. But now looking back on it, I'm pretty sure this was the night before I went and like dropped out of school. So I think I was like maybe just nervous and like freezing. But at the time I was like, I can't believe it's so cold that I'm just like throwing up.
The coldness had nothing to do with you throwing up.
I don't know.
Not one thing.
I don't know because it felt like I was throwing up because of the cold.
I don't even know if that's like a symptom of like hypothermia, but
I don't think it is. I think it's just like
so that's how I definitely, because even if it was, the chances of you being hypothermic living in your apartment in Florida are actually zero. There's just no chance that happened.
I don't know. Maybe it thins out the blood a little bit and you're just toast.
No.
All right, if you say so. But yeah.
Want to know what would have warmed you up that night? Nice little crock pot meal.
Nothing. See the
crock pot meal.
Look, we're back on this. The crock pot. It feels to me like people came to America in the 1920s to escape. Like a lot of people came from Eastern Europe and stuff during that time, right? From just Europe in general, and a lot of that was to. I think people just wanted to, start a completely different life. And
they thought they could live the American dream,
Sure, American dream. And the crock pot to me feels like the remaining bit of like gross Eastern European food.
See, you know what my problem with that statement is like I agree that growing up, like when you are a child, there was always like that phase of your life where like if you get home from school and you see the fucking crock pot on, you're like, fuck this. Like we're gonna eat something shitty for dinner tonight.
Yeah.
But once you become an adult and you try new things and like I know you do eat like some things that I don't eat, even like oysters, for example, but like, when's the last time you had a meal cooked out of a crock pot? And also, I understand if there's things that are cooked in crock pots that you don't like, but have you ever tried cooking something that sounds good in a crock pot? No, probably not, because all your girlfriend eats is bagel bites, and I don't even know what your diet is these days.
Just like chicken. That's all I want to eat. It's just like grilled chicken from Wegmans. Like it comes in all the different flavors. Or whatever, marinades. I could just live off of that.
Like the rotisserie chickens? The rotisserie chickens?
No, like the breasts.
Or like you buy them. Like you buy like the chicken breasts?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I just eat that every day. All right, you know what? You make a good point.
So here's exactly what I'll say. If you liked it, like these were literally Wegmans chicken breasts. They weren't marinated though; they were just regular. But they have literally an Italian marinated chicken breast that you probably just throw on the grill and eat from Wegmans all the time.
Yeah.
So all I did was bake it in the crock pot so that I could shred it, like with forks, so it just is all like, and then hit it with some cheese and some Italian dressing and thickened it up a little bit. Like, for example, there's a thing actually, if you didn't want to use cream cheese, you can use at the end of it heavy whipping cream, pour a little bit of that in there, stir it in, it'll thicken it up. But that's a lot more work, and I don't mind cream cheese. It doesn't taste like cream cheese.
I'm sure it does.
Tastes like cheesy, like Italian pasta sauce. It's delicious.
I got a little bit of a shiver when you said that.
Fuck you, dude.
Hey, it just happened. I couldn't control it. Maybe I'll give it a shot. We do have a crock pot that actually our parents gifted us for Christmas. And
cook that fucker up. I'm telling you, you could change it up. But like, you could make whatever you wanted. But here's like the premise of it: is take the chicken breasts, put them in the bottom, like trim them, and put them in the bottom of the crock pot. Find like whatever you want, like your dressing or like your marinade or whatever, and then get some cheese in there. Do something to thicken it up a bit. Let it cook for a while. Shred that chicken. Pour some pasta in. It'll be delicious.
All right, I'll take your word for it. I definitely.
Fuck you.
Hey, maybe I'll give it a try. I don't want to talk about thickening things up in a crock pot anymore.
Why? That's just
why? No need to take it personally.
When I made chili, remember when I made chili?
No, I don't remember that. But I don't like chili either.
Well,
I don't like beans.
Have you ever thought about just like laying down in front of traffic? That might be your only option. You don't like.
Listen, get out of my head.
You're ridiculous today.
I know. I'm sorry. That's on me. I definitely am. I'm bringing in some outside energy that didn't need to be around. I can't help it. It just is what it is.
Okay.
We'll try to keep going.
Okay. So I don't know. I was thinking earlier. I have no updates on the ghost front. She's at Rapids Bowling right now. Bowling.
Yeah.
I don't think Ghost can bowl. I don't think there was a bowling alley at Halloween Town.
Oh, see, that's a huge missed opportunity then. If only we would open a bowling alley in Halloween Town. We'd make a ton of money. That's a great business venture.
Yeah. No, I agree.
If only.
But there was something else I was thinking about that I wanted to bring up, and I don't remember what it is. But what episode are we on? 36? 37?
Yeah.
36. So we're on episode 36. We still can't think of things to talk about. Well, the Bills' big win last night.
Yeah.
Monday night. Bills are good. Bills football. We love that. But I had something else to talk about.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have I talked about Grey's Anatomy yet on the podcast?
I think you mentioned that yes, that you are into watching that now.
And you still are judging me for it? You haven't even looked into it any at all a little bit more?
No, but that's independent of you. Just because I haven't watched it, that's got nothing to do with you. You can't take that personally.
I'm saying, like, go ahead.
I mean, I don't want to watch it because there's other things I want to watch, and because I don't have an interest in it. That's got nothing to do with you.
Oh, I got something. This is what I was going to talk about. So I was in Pittsburgh this weekend. I don't know if you knew that.
Mm-hmm.
Pittsburgh. Got there on Saturday. Just stayed overnight. Left Sunday morning. It was nice. It was a friend's birthday, so we went and we all stayed at the same hotel. And then she went and did some stuff during the day that she wanted to do. And the rest of us, we went to Topgolf. So I've never been to a Topgolf before, and I don't know if I'll ever be allowed back to one. The girl that was like our server, it was her very first day on the floor, like by herself.
What is Topgolf?
Very first day off training.
Start there.
Okay, so Topgolf. You don't know what Topgolf is?
No.
Okay, so have you ever seen those like super elaborate looking driving ranges?
Yeah, I think I know what you mean.
That like have like the different decks and like they have like they're like lit up at night, and you're like trying to hit it to certain places. Like, so
Okay.
that's what Top Golf is. But like the big thing is it's like a huge like it's a drinking event, and like so they have like you have like your own like table, you have your own like section, your own table, and almost like a bowling alley, like your own lane that you hit from, and you say like oh like you pay for like 2 hours or whatever, and then you just get drinks and food and like play like games. It was a ton of fun. When we first got there, we order our drinks instantly. Hannah goes to take a sip of her full drink. Before she like goes to put the straw in her mouth, knocks it over, spills it. So the new girl comes, cleans it up. Whatever. Like she leaves, it's clean finally. I think Hannah had one sip, knocked it over again, spilled it. So now the whole drink's gone. So now they have to bring us another drink. And then so like they're like we're laughing though, like they're like the workers are having fun with us, we're having fun with them, and we're like joking around. And at this point, like nothing had broken or anything. And so then like some of the Hannah or some of the girls were taking like swings, and like the workers were kind of like making fun of them, like oh you guys might have to start drinking more, blah blah blah, which kind of was a challenge at first. So then we started drinking more, and we weren't like ignorantly drunk, but it led to like another glass being broken, and then we were hurrying back because we were supposed to go meet our friends out for this birthday dinner. Hannah forgot her purse in the Uber on the way home, and then all this shit's going on. We're in Pittsburgh, blah blah blah, and so they're like they still like have stuff open like bars and stuff, but they all close like at 11, and like have to get food by like 10. Yeah, but this specific restaurant that we were going to is a really nice restaurant, and they stopped serving food at 9. Our reservation was for 8:30. So there's 6 of us. We all walk out of the hotel together. We have 2 Ubers ordered. The first one gets there. So we send the 3 girls in the first Uber, and the 3 guys like wait back for the second Uber. Second Uber never shows up. We didn't get to this restaurant until I don't know what time, but like it was just a crazy turn of events. And then by the time we finished eating, everybody had drank during the day, ate food. We went back to the hotel, sat around until 12:01 a.m. when like it turned our friend's birthday, and then all went to bed. So that was my weekend in Pittsburgh. But I had a blast at Topgolf. It was very fun.
Yeah, that sounds good. I haven't been to a driving range in a long time. Last time I was at one, I had a classic migraine. I get headaches all the time.
Classic Andy Canada migraine.
I get migraines all the time, or I get headaches all the time. But I consider that I've only got. Yeah, we'll play. Yeah, we'll put golf in there as well.
We'll play like 3 holes or something.
Yeah, that's.
And we could play 9 holes. I'd go out and play 9 holes with you.
I think 9 holes would be more fun, so we can do that.
All right, yeah, let's go play 9.
So, anyways, I consider though that I've only had 2 like migraines in my life, which what I consider a migraine is that my head hurts so bad that I throw up, and that's happened twice. The second time was at a golf place, like very similar to the one that you're describing.
Were you at like the golf dome or something?
I bet you I was. I bet you that's where it was.
Because that's nothing like what I'm describing.
Okay, well then who knows? All right. Maybe I'm a little delusional. Like I said, I had a fucking migraine the whole time, okay? Things are a little disoriented. The first time that I had a headache that bad was when you were playing travel soccer. Or no, like indoor soccer. But was that with the same team? When you would do indoor soccer?
Yeah, with the Rage.
With the Rage.
Yeah, so, we played, Was it at the Epic Center or was that Salons?
It was at Sportsplex.
Or Sportsplex?
It was at Sportsplex.
So that was a long, I must have been young.
Yeah, pretty young. And so it was at Sportsplex, which I liked going there. That whole joint smelled terrible. But.
It smells like an indoor soccer complex.
Yeah.
Like that smell like the turf beads and stuff?
It's the turf, but it's also like because at Sportsplex, and this will know if it's the right place or not. But they also had a roller hockey rink.
Nope, that's Epic Center.
Okay, so Epic Center it was. So Epic Center is the one that smelled bad. So you got the smells mixing from both of those, and it was a bad situation. And so we So I was already unhappy because I was, at your indoor soccer game, and my head started hurting. And then afterwards, we were going to Pizza Plant, that pizza place.
Oh, I remember this, and you threw up on your pizza with
I threw up.
Tony Serto, right?
It was no, it was with Peter and Michael though,
Oh,
and
okay.
shout out to those guys, they're the best. But so yeah, I could barely even open my eyes because my head hurt so bad, and we got like this large pepperoni pizza for people to share. And when it finally came out, I threw up over the whole pizza. I didn't just throw up on my pizza; I threw up on everybody's pizza, and it was just disgusting. And we just ran out of there. My head has, and I threw up like 2 other times when we got out of there. It's never hurt that bad. But and that's all I remember. Is just okay. What?
I've thrown up from headaches before. I wouldn't consider them migraines. I would consider them like after getting violently hit in the head. So it's a little bit different.
Yeah, that's different. That's a whole different situation.
When you go to throw up from a migraine, does like your stomach not feel like you're gonna throw up? Like, how did you not think like I feel like I have to go throw up? Maybe I should go to the bathroom.
Well, it happens so quickly, and the thing is, my head just hurts so bad that it was basically like you can't really respond to anything else that your body might be doing.
Okay. No, I mean, I've never. I'm just curious.
Until it's like, because obviously I didn't want to throw up on everybody's pizza. If I had the opportunity, I would have. Like even
I would not. I would try to not throw up on people's pizza.
Yeah. Yes. Well, like I said, the head. Like even on my 21st birthday when I threw up in that hibachi restaurant, I threw up 3 times in that restaurant, and like even in that situation, like I was able to like get up and like run to the bathroom.
We got in 2 fights that night. You weren't at either.
Yeah, I know. Can't believe I missed out.
I got one more story, just a quick one.
Okay.
It's not even a story. I just want to bring something up, and then we'll jump into the Hooligan of the Week.
All right.
And I think I thought about it because of Christmas trees. So I was at our parents' house the other day with Hannah. We were going over there for dinner, and Mom had just put up the Christmas tree, so she had all the ornaments out, wanted us to like put a couple ornaments on. So I was explaining to Hannah how every year, I don't know who it is, but somebody in our family, right in the front of our Christmas tree, makes like a shrine of me and puts like all of the ornaments with my face on it, like right in the front of the Christmas tree for everybody to see. So I was just telling her, like, if you're going to put an ornament up of me, make sure it goes like directly center of the tree, like so that whoever else comes in to, put on the rest of the ornaments and makes the shrine usually will have like a good starting point. And so it's there. So the shrine of me is up once again for another consecutive year. And it looks pretty good.
You would. This must just be. It must be like an annual, like ritual that your ego needs to like refuel every season. Because not only would you build this shrine to yourself in the front of the Christmas tree, you would take all the ornaments because we have like basically the same ornaments from like elementary school, but just like your face, my face, whatever. You take all the ones of me and you put them in the very back of the tree. Because that's not enough for you being front and center. And also, you shouldn't be front and center. We've got so many great ornaments that are so much better than your face.
Well, let me say a few things. One, have you seen where our Christmas tree is this year? It's in a horrible spot, but you can see everything. All angles of the tree are getting displayed. And 2, I don't think it was me that was putting those behind the tree. It was probably Mom or Dad.
No.
If we're being honest, I mean, I didn't want to be the one to have to tell you this, but you probably have distorted it in your memory because you want to pretend that your parents love you.
Wow. It's, you know what? It's suddenly all come together. Now I feel like I should pay you a therapist fee for that sort of breakthrough.
No, I couldn't do that to you. Family discount, free of charge this session. All right, let's get into Hooligan of the Week.
Yeah.
I really like this Hooligan of the Week. It was a tag team effort by Andy and I. I knew he was working overnights one night, and I was up pretty late, and all of a sudden, I think I was playing Xbox, and all of a sudden, bam, idea pops into my head. I text Andy. Now it comes together. You want to tee it up, Andy?
Let's have you tee it up because I want to make sure we're doing the one that I think we're doing.
I believe that's why I was having you tee it up. No, we're doing the right one. We are doing, Chuck from the TV show Chuck.
Okay.
And versus James Bond. So the Battle of the Spies this week. Question for you though: what James Bond are we using? Most recent?
Yeah, I think we should go. Daniel Craig. And here's why. I feel like he is the most active Bond, and that's a big factor. We'll get into it, of course, but that's going to end up being a big factor for me in this fight.
So, for those of you who are unfamiliar with Chuck, a little background on that is Chuck is a spy. So Chuck was a regular man who worked at virtually a Best Buy. It's not a Best Buy in the show. And then through some crazy events, got a because his old friend Bryce was like a spy and sent him virtually like a supercomputer file, and Chuck accidentally opened it, and all this information just like boom into his brain, and all of a sudden he was like the world's best spy. Like he could fight, he could do anything, he could like kill people, you know what I mean? He could do all this stuff.
He can like look at a number or a person and then see how they're
recognize if using the database.
Yes,
he's got the entire like CIA database.
CIA, yeah. FBI, all those NSA, all in his head.
In his head. Like all their like files and all like their training information. So like how to do everything. So he's got it all there. 007, James Bond, on the other hand, I mean, obviously world-class spy. Probably referred to by a lot of people as the best spy, right? Mm-hmm. So I think this is going to be an interesting fight. I already have this is a predetermined pick in my head. I'd like to hear you get into your, weigh in your options here. What's the fight going to look like? Stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that I have already chosen who I think I know who's going to win this fight as well. But let's take a look at a couple things here. So for one thing, there's people who are familiar with both of these guys. Initially might be like, "What are you talking about?" Bond, obviously, because Chuck is a comedic character, but that's got nothing to do with his skill set. Like we see in the show.
I was going to say, I want to jump right into this with you. Go ahead.
We've seen in the show that Chuck, because he is not a trained spy technically, he does act sort of erratically in some situations that he gets into. But because he's got that supercomputer in his head, there's a confidence that comes with that when information that he is so sure of comes in there. James Bond, of course, doesn't need a supercomputer to feel that type of confidence. James Bond is confident.
He went through all that training. He does that. Yeah. He knows it because he knows it.
Prepared for basically every situation. He's very collected in every situation. He can certainly handle himself. I guess some things that I'm really considering here are one, like Chuck, because of the Intersect, that supercomputer.
The Intersect.
He does know everything, and he would certainly know everything about James Bond. Like, there's got to be files and files on James Bond that he would have access to. Even if he didn't.
See, and I didn't even think about that. Mm-hmm. But go ahead, even if he didn't.
Even if he didn't. This is the biggest thing for me, is that Chuck's fighting skills that he gets from the Intersect are bar none. It's like various types of martial arts, And James Bond, Daniel Craig's James Bond, the one that we're talking about, who, again, is the most active, I think, when it comes to fighting. Because a lot of James Bond in the past, it's like, shooting and car chases and, escaping things and that sort of deal. Daniel Craig has, I think, done more fighting than any other Bond, hand-to-hand wise. But his type of fighting is more like boxing, and it's a lot of defense, which could... the best offense is good defense, some people say. But when you're going up against Chuck, who's basically got ninja skills, that's sort of, bare knuckle, like, stoic, very stiff
it'd be
way
like
of fighting.
it'd be like showing up to an MMA fight virtually and only knowing how to box.
Yes.
No, I get that.
Yes.
So this is what I'll say based off what you just said. I think if you look at this, like, up front, and if you look at Chuck as a person and you look at James Bond, and, like, I would say, if you look at both of their abilities, but you look at Chuck as a person, I think you take James Bond because you have this false sense of, like, oh, like, it's Chuck, like, he's, like, a nerdy, like, unathletic. You know what I mean?
How could he beat somebody that is so sure of himself?
But this is what I want to touch on. You kind of already, like, touched on it, but, like, I wanted to say it. I want to talk about it more. You see in the show a lot of times where Chuck is in a situation and he's scared shitless, has no clue what to do, like, freaking out, like, just, like, throwing, like, tissues, you know what I mean? Like, whatever he can get in his way, trying to, like, back somebody up. And then all of a sudden he gets back against the wall, he's cornered, and the intersect kicks in. And he's not even himself anymore. He's, you know what I mean? He's a spy. He's murking people. He's fighting, he's solving shit, he's doing all this shit. So I think at the end of the day, even though a lot of times we debate and talk about, like, how, like, confidence is big in these fights, a lot of people are going to underestimate Chuck, and I don't think James Bond will. He would never do that. Mm-hmm. But I think that no matter how out of it Chuck looks, like, when that intersect kicks in, James Bond is going to have a hell of a time trying to fight Chuck off because, yes, James Bond was trained to do all of the things that are in Chuck's head, but Chuck never had to be trained. He doesn't have to think about doing it. It just happens, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's like a reflex. Like, all of a sudden his brain kicks in.
Yeah, the intersect becomes, like you said, a reflex. It's instinctual in what it does. I think, well, go ahead, keep going.
Yeah, so I think that I'm not discrediting James Bond whatsoever. James Bond is a fantastic spy. But I think in the battle of him versus Chuck, like, I think it's pretty clear in the show that, like, nobody can beat the intersect, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And also, I mean, further down the line, there's periods of time where Chuck doesn't even have the intersect at the time, and he still eventually, like, begins to function like a spy. He's not as good at all the other shit, but, like, so somewhere in his mind, aside from the intersect, is a little bit of his own little special piece of spy inside of Chuck.
Well, we have to remember, spoiler alert for Chuck, that Chuck was selected to become a spy, and only because of Bryce Larson's interference did that not happen.
Oh, yeah, because he cheated.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
So Chuck definitely does have something he definitely does have some spy in him because he was going to be a spy. He was selected for the program. You kind of touched on this. I think it's an excellent point that a lot of time, something that I feel I bring up pretty often is that the idea of, like, certain fighters coming in and being kind of arrogant in their abilities, especially when they're trained to the level that James Bond is. However, I agree that James Bond certainly would not do that. But I think that he, in some ways, is a sort of a slave to his training. You know, like, he can do all this great stuff, but just having to being a product of that type of service and that type of training just comes with a certain stiffness, right? A certain roboticism, a certain idea that like this is the way that things like need to be done. And I think for just about any opponent, you can really benefit from that, but not when it comes to Chuck, because Chuck is a wild card with the brain of a supercomputer. Exactly. So
yeah,
it's
I
almost,
like that.
It's almost
I think you're right. I think against most other spies, I don't think there's a spy, honestly, that James. I don't know if there's a spy that James Bond loses to, besides Chuck.
Yeah, I don't think so. Even if you think about like female spies, sometimes female spies are like better.
Yeah, because
James Bond has dealt with
like they're unsuspecting. Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, no,
and
I
James
agree
Bond has dealt with that a lot before, and they still haven't been able to beat him. So I would agree. But it's almost like Chuck. It's almost like there's a little. It's almost like Chuck is using steroids. It's almost like he's got some like a little performance enhancing drug.
He's definitely. You could definitely say that like it would be like almost cheating in a sense, but it's not because Chuck's it's inside of him.
Right, because it's inside of Chuck.
Like, and it wasn't like they like implanted his body with like shit to make him like superhuman. He watched a video and just absorbed all that information instantly.
Yeah.
And that's how he's so good at being a spy. So I think to lock in our answers, I think it sounds like we're on the same page. I'm going Chuck this week.
Yeah, there's just no way that Chuck loses, even against, which is crazy to say against James Bond, like the spy of spies. But Chuck has proven himself time and time again, and that intersect. That it's almost like it's not exactly like James Bond versus the Intersect. I want to make that very clear. That's a huge part of it, but like we said, the fact that database is inside of a guy like Chuck, that's completely different than if the Intersect was inside another guy who's like James Bond, another great spy.
Yeah.
Like if it was James Bond versus James Bond with the Intersect, that's completely different than what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Just because of who it's in.
All right, well, so make sure you guys vote on that on social media. Chuck is our winner right now. If you haven't seen Chuck and you want a little more opinion before you get into this, no free ads, but I'm pretty sure it's on Amazon Prime. I'm pretty sure you can watch Chuck on Amazon Prime. So check that out too if you want.
It might be on Peacock now though, because that was an NBC show. So it might only be on Peacock.
I haven't really dabbled much into Peacock yet.
No. Why would you?
Andy.
What's up?
I have to fly in a second. I've got to go to hockey. We even had to cut her a little shorter. We had a couple technical difficulties, so our video looking a little different this week too, right?
Yeah.
Don't be alarmed. We're okay, folks. Closing remarks, closing comments. What do you got?
On the podcast as a whole?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Geez, I don't know, man. It's been a long.
I have one last thing to add on.
Okay.
Sorry. We're not talking about it though, but I want to bring it up next episode. Conspiracy theories about the Titanic. Start looking into it. Next episode, we will be discussing conspiracy theories about the Titanic.
Okay. I've never heard any of those, but all right.
Neither have I until today.
Okay.
And now I am without a doubt 100% certain that there's some shady business going on with the Titanic.
Okay.
It would be very hard to convince me otherwise.
All right. Well, we can check that out. There's been some more stuff with aliens this week. I don't know if you saw. We talked about it so much last week.
Yeah, that's actually what made me remind me of the Titanic, because I was thinking, like, as we're closing, I'm like, wow, we didn't even get into aliens or ghosts really, or any type of conspiracy theory. But I did see another like monolith type thing pop up somewhere.
Oh, there's like a bunch of them now.
They're popping up now. Yeah, I'm just gonna put one in my living room.
I saw
charging people $5 to come into my apartment.
I saw somebody put one like in their toilet, which I thought was hilarious. Like, oh man, these things, they're popping up everywhere. You got to get an exterminator. But yeah, we don't have to get into too much of that now. Let's get out of here. Let's just go.
All right, Andy.
You have a good time at hockey.
I will.
Woo.
Love you.
Love you too.
Take care, buddy.
All right. See you later.